money type shit. Like, who gives a fuck? That's what you niggas been waiting on. Well, all this, what you niggas been waiting on.
We really live this shit we talk about, you hear me? We real deal live this shit, stupid ass. You niggas stupid or what? Go look at our video. Cuz say you the last one standing. Like I said, cuz.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the details of this wild situation, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we are about to analyze some serious industry drama that has the entire hip-hop world talking. Today we're focusing on NBA YoungBoy's reaction to Pooh Shiesty dissing him. Trust me, this beef is about to turn genuinely dangerous very quickly. Alright team, let me lay out what we're going to cover today. When Pooh Shiesty was first released from prison, he immediately joined Ben Dedan's live stream to connect with his supporters. But during that stream, some unexpected intense drama went down. Ben was on a call with a streamer named Rocky. When Ben handed the phone over to Pooh Shiesty, Rocky started claiming he was 4KT. For those who don't know, that's NBA YoungBoy's crew. But here's where things get heated. Pooh Shiesty acted like he had no clue what 4KT even meant, essentially disrespecting NBA YoungBoy right there on the live stream.
I'm 4K Dre.
Who?
But listen, this beef goes much deeper than just some drama from a live stream. We are talking about loyalty, prison politics, street credibility, and long-standing industry connections. This isn't just about two rappers who dislike each other. This is about taking sides in a conflict that has already resulted in deaths and could claim more if it spirals out of control. From King Von's tragic passing in Atlanta to Lil Durk's unwavering support for Pooh Shiesty throughout his federal case, to NBA YoungBoy's recent comment on Instagram Live, we're going to break down every piece of this story. And trust me, by the end of this video you'll understand why this feud has the potential to become fatal and what steps are needed to avoid further tragedy in the hip-hop scene. To fully grasp this rivalry, we must go back to November 6, 2020, the night that changed everything. King Von, who was Lil Durk's closest friend, practically a little brother, was outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta when he crossed paths with Quando Rondo and his entourage. Von and Quando had been exchanging words on social media for months, but no one anticipated the tragic outcome. According to Quando Rondo himself, he didn't even recognize King Von initially. He told Angela Yee in an interview that he planned to just let them pass by, but then someone threw the first punch. What began as a fistfight rapidly became a shootout, and Von was allegedly shot multiple times by Quando's associate, Lul Tim. Von passed away that night, and the entire hip-hop community felt the profound loss. Now, this is where NBA YoungBoy enters the narrative. Quando Rondo was the very first rapper YoungBoy signed to his Never Broke Again label. They were extremely close, like family. So, when Quando became involved in that incident with Von, it automatically placed YoungBoy right in the middle of the beef. Even though YoungBoy wasn't present that night and had no direct involvement in the events, the streets don't care about technicalities. In their view, YoungBoy's artist killed Durk's best friend, which instantly made them enemies. The situation intensified when NBA YoungBoy released tracks like Bring the Hook, where he directly mentioned O-Block and seemed to disrespect Von's memory. Lines like "In this that Squid Game O-Block packet rolled up" sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. That moment is when Lil Durk understood he had to respond, and the feud between O-Block, Durk, and NBA became officially established. To understand why Pooh Shiesty has such profound loyalty to Lil Durk, we need to discuss their relationship. Back in 2020, Durk was featured on Pooh Shiesty's track Back in Blood. That collaboration was a game-changer for Pooh Shiesty's career. The song became his first major hit, putting him on the map in a way nothing else had. Without Durk's endorsement, Pooh Shiesty might still be struggling in Memphis to get noticed. But their loyalty runs much deeper than just one hit song. When Pooh Shiesty was incarcerated on federal charges in 2021, most of the industry forgot about him. That's simply how this world works. When you're facing federal time, people distance themselves to avoid the association. The feds monitor everything, and artists are aware that showing too much support for someone with federal charges can draw unwanted attention to their own situations. But Lil Durk was different. Throughout Pooh Shiesty's entire sentence, Durk was consistently one of the most supportive figures from the industry. At every show, every interview, Durk made sure to mention Pooh Shiesty's name. He would shout, "Free Pooh Shiesty!" from the stage, keeping his name relevant while everyone else moved on to the next popular artist. Durk was also one of the key people putting money on Pooh Shiesty's commissary and making sure he was financially secure while locked up. That level of loyalty is rare in this industry, fam. Most artists will drop you the second you become a liability, but Durk showed Pooh Shiesty what genuine friendship looks like. So, when Pooh Shiesty was released, he knew exactly who had supported him and who he needed to ride for, no matter the cost. When Pooh Shiesty first got out, he was eager to reconnect with his fans and resume his music career. He hopped onto Ben Dadon's stream simply to take pictures with fans and show appreciation to the people who stood by him during his incarceration. However, during that stream, some real industry drama started brewing. Rocky, who is known as a major NBA YoungBoy fan, called into the stream while Bondon was speaking with him. When Ben passed the phone to Pooh Shiesty, Rocky decided to test the water by claiming he was 4KT, NBA YoungBoy's crew. Now, everyone in the rap world knows what 4KT represents. It's not some obscure reference only insiders would grasp. But Pooh Shiesty's reply was telling. He behaved as if he had no idea what Rocky was talking about, asking, "What's that?" as if he'd never heard of 4KT before. We all know Pooh Shiesty understood exactly what Rocky meant. This wasn't about a lack of knowledge. It was about his refusal to acknowledge anything connected to NBA YoungBoy's camp. That kind of disrespect goes beyond simply ignoring someone. It's refusing to even recognize the other side's existence. That's a complete dismissal. That's stating their entire movement is irrelevant to you. And in street culture, that is one of the ultimate acts of disrespect. The crazy thing is that Pooh Shiesty's reaction wasn't solely about the Durk versus YoungBoy beef. This was personal for him because of the immense loyalty Durk had shown him during his hardest time. When that female fan on the stream mentioned she wasn't a fan of Lil Durk, you could witness Pooh Shiesty's entire demeanor change. He went from being relaxed and chill to displaying genuine emotion, genuine anger. After Pooh Shiesty released his highly anticipated First Day Out track, NBA YoungBoy decided to respond in his own way. During an Instagram live session, YoungBoy was asked about Pooh Shiesty's new song, and his reaction was one of pure disrespect. He started laughing and completely dismissed the track, asking, "Is that what y'all been waiting on?" As if Pooh Shiesty's return was some kind of joke. That response carried a weight because it showed YoungBoy wasn't taking Pooh Shiesty seriously, either as a threat or even as a relevant artist. In the rap game, being laughed at is sometimes worse than being directly dissed. When someone dismisses you with laughter, they are signaling that you aren't even worth a proper response. But YoungBoy's reaction also confirmed he's aware of the situation and isn't backing down. By laughing at Pooh Shiesty's comeback, he was essentially saying that all the loyalty in the world won't compensate for the time Pooh Shiesty lost while incarcerated. He was questioning whether Pooh Shiesty still possesses the relevance and talent to compete at the highest level. Pooh Shiesty was not about to let that slide. After seeing YoungBoy's reaction, he immediately took to his Instagram story to retaliate. He started talking about how all these other rappers are faking in their music capping, and claiming he's the only one genuinely living the life he raps about. That was a direct attack on YoungBoy's credibility and authenticity. This response proves that Pooh Shiesty is willing to escalate this beef. He's no longer just defending Lil Durk. Now the feud is personal between him and YoungBoy. When you start questioning someone's authenticity in hip-hop, especially someone with YoungBoy's street credibility, you are crossing a line that is difficult to come back from. The Instagram story posts also showed that this feud will play out on social media just as much as it does through music. Every single post, story, and comment will be analyzed by both fans and enemies. That is the reality of modern beef. It's not only about the songs anymore, it's about the constant digital back and forth on social platforms. Now, let's be honest about why this situation is so dangerous. Both NBA YoungBoy and Pooh Shiesty have authentic street credibility and loyal crews who take disrespect seriously. When you're dealing with artists who have this level of street connections, a beef can escalate past social media and music very quickly. NBA YoungBoy's 4KT crew has members across Louisiana, and they ride hard for their leader. These aren't just rap enthusiasts. These are genuine street guys who have been with YoungBoy since before his fame. When someone disrespects YoungBoy, they take it personally and are prepared to take action. On the other side, Pooh Shiesty represents Memphis and has ties to Chicago through his relationship with Lil Durk. The combination of Memphis street politics and Chicago drill culture creates a volatile mix. Both cities have distinct codes of ethics regarding loyalty and respect, and when those worlds clash with Louisiana street culture, things can quickly turn chaotic. The genuine danger is that this beef involves individuals who have already lost friends to violence. Lil Durk lost King Von, and that pain remains raw. When you're dealing with people who have experienced that level of loss, emotions run high, and rational thought can disappear. The desire for retaliation can overpower common sense, and that is when situations become fatal. Another factor making this dangerous is the influence both artists have over their fan bases. Both NBA YoungBoy and Pooh Shiesty have young, impressionable fans who admire them and want to demonstrate their loyalty. When these fans see their favorite artists feuding, some might try to get involved in ways that could escalate the situation beyond the artist's intent. This beef also symbolizes something larger happening in contemporary hip-hop. Artists are being forced to take sides in conflicts they didn't initiate, all driven by loyalty and industry politics. It's creating a culture where neutrality is not an option. You are either with someone or against them. The situation highlights how complex the rap game has become. Sometimes you end up in a feud with people not because of what they did to you, but because of who you choose to be loyal to. That is both the beautiful and dangerous aspect of this culture. The beautiful part is witnessing true loyalty in an industry filled with fake relationships. The dangerous part is how that loyalty can pull you into conflicts that could end your career, or worse. So, what steps can be taken to prevent this situation from spiraling out of control? First, both artists need to acknowledge the influence they have over their fans and crews. Every post, every song, every public statement sends a message to people who are willing to act on their behalf. The industry also needs to step in. Fellow artists, label executives, and influential figures in hip-hop must encourage these artists to resolve their differences without resorting to violence. We have lost too many talented artists to feuds that could have been settled through conversation. Both Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy are successful enough that they don't need to diss people on every track to sell music. They have the talent and fan bases to succeed without constantly fueling drama. The question is whether they are willing to prioritize their careers and safety over street credibility. Ultimately, this beef between Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy is about more than just rap music. It's about loyalty, respect, and the complicated politics of the street and music worlds. Pooh Shiesty's loyalty to Lil Durk is commendable, but it has also placed him in a dangerous position where he has inherited enemies he never had personal issues with. The situation is far from resolved. With both sides possessing real street credibility and dedicated fan bases, things could intensify rapidly. The hip-hop community must learn from the tragedies we've already experienced and find ways to resolve conflicts without violence. What are your thoughts on this situation? Is Pooh Shiesty right to stand by Lil Durk no matter what, or should he try to remain neutral? Do you think NBA YoungBoy's reaction was disrespectful, or was he simply defending himself? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more hip-hop news and analysis. This beef is only beginning, and we'll be here to analyze every development as it unfolds. Remember fam, loyalty is everything in this game. But sometimes that loyalty comes with a price that might be too steep to pay. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you in the next video.